My name is Wycliffe Smith, and I've been living here practically all my life. I was born on Saba and came here in '62 and went to the MULO. After that, I went to Holland and studied to become a teacher. I came back to St. Martin and worked at the St. Joseph School, Roman Catholic school right there in Phillipsburg, and taught for several years. And after teaching there, while I was teaching there, actually I should say that I was also involved a lot with children. I would have the children come back for extra lessons. I'd go and pick them up and bring them to the classroom. And then I would also have them go to the PJD2 radio station on the Big Brother show, a Saturday morning children's show where I would showcase the talents of our children. And I still remember some of them, like Don Froston, who used to sing, and Marvin, who we call him Calypso Skunky.
Yes.
He also was there, and what they would do, they would sing, they would read poetry, they would tell stories, they would make up their own music, make their own instruments, like the drum on the using cardboard boxes. They would use the glass bottle to play as their flute, and we used to have great times then. I went on and became a supervisor of teachers in an English project, as I was one of the persons who was involved in the introduction of English as language of instruction here in St. Martin, and I was the supervisor of the teachers and of the program there. After that, I was given a scholarship to go to New York to study by the federal government. When I came back, I was appointed head of the Department of Education for the Windward Islands. That includes St. Martin, Saba, and Statia. I did that for a couple of years, for 4 years, and then I was appointed a lieutenant governor of Saba, where I was for 6 years. 6 years I did that. And you know, as lieutenant governor, you're not only lieutenant governor, but I was secretary of the island council, secretary of the executive council. I was the chief of police, and at the same time, the social worker, and did all sorts of other things. Basically, I was there to serve the people, and I really had a good time doing that. When I came back, I was appointed president of the University of St. Martin. And we did that for several years, and I was one of the persons who was involved in switching from Johnson & Wales to making the program much more local, and we started to collaborate with the University of the Virgin Islands. After that, I went and I worked with the state secretary of Saba and went to Curacao and was a secretary there to the state secretary he came from Saba, but he was state secretary for the Netherlands Antilles. Upon my return, I was appointed advisor to the government of St. Martin, particularly the executive council, and I worked with Valerie Gietersen van der Vlet as commissioner, and later on I also worked as advisor to the Sarah Westcott Williams. So I worked in government in total for about 33 years. And while I was a consultant to the Executive Council, I also did a lot of mediation work. When there was a problem, I was asked, along with some other people, to go and try to get to the bottom of the problem and deal with it. So, for instance, there was a problem at the John Larmony School, and we worked there mediating. When there was a problem between the school board of Milton Peters College and the teachers, we mediated there. And also when there was a problem at the harbor between the directors there, we also, together, for example, with Ralph Richardson, we mediated in that case also. So I'm very familiar with the workings of government. In 2004, I decided that I would to answer the call to become a pastor. And I did that for 14 years. Uh, Actually, partly from 2000 to 2014. And in 2004, I went full-time into pastoring. And when I reached retirement age, I said to the board of the church, I think I need to just take a back seat and let somebody else take over. I didn't intend to go into politics at that time. I thought I would spend some time traveling and writing, because I have some books in my head that I would like to write. But last year, on November the 9th, we organized a prayer session for with all the churches on the island, and it was specifically to pray for the government, because government was going through a crisis at that time. And in fact, before that, when we had the Mexican standoff in St. Martin, we also spoke with all the parties, and we had a prayer meeting, and we believed that God answered prayer at that time. But last year, in that service that was held to pray for the government, something happened in which there was a call for Christians, because there we know that in government we have so many integrity reports, and people are dissatisfied with what's going on. And we felt that as Christians who live according to Christian principles, that we would be able to offer an alternative. We would be able to offer honesty and integrity and accountability and transparency. And so therefore in that meeting, Christians rose up and said, we need to get involved, because in that area of our society, in government, there isn't seeming to be solutions coming forth. And perhaps with the wisdom that we get from the Almighty God, we might be able to bring a breakthrough and help through the impasse that existed. And in that service also, those in attendance pointed to me as the one who would lead. Well, we were expecting that we would then look forward to the 2018 elections. But when the government fell a couple of months ago, about a month and a half ago, we felt that maybe this is time that we would just get involved. And so very quickly we prayed about it and got the Constitution together, and we were able to submit that yesterday to the Electoral Council, and they then will now review it and let us know whether we qualify to participate in the upcoming elections on the 9th of February.
You know, some people are very concerned. Some people are saying that it's good to have religion in the government because that will stabilize things. And some people are saying that, okay, politics and religion don't mix. How can you share that with us?
Well, politics is an aspect of society. Christians live in a society. And I think Christians shouldn't put their heads in the sand and hide behind the four walls of the church, but participate in a society and contribute where you can. In my case, for example, I have a vast amount of experience in government, and therefore I believe that I can contribute to, I believe, making an improvement in that area of our society. Yes, indeed, it is said church and state should be separated, and I agree with that. That came about centuries ago when the state or the government got involved in the church and decided the state would decide who would be the pastor or the priest, who would be members of the church, and vice versa. You know, an emperor could not be crowned emperor unless the church did it. And so you had an intermingling of church and state, which isn't good, because their goals are basically different. The government is there to govern the society, and the church is there to introduce God and the principles of Jesus Christ, and therefore when you get them mixing up, you're going to get some problems. But I believe that one's religion, one's belief system cannot be put at the door when you go in government. These are principles that you grew up with, and we value the norms and the principles and the morals that we were given. St. Martin is considered a Christian society, and we know that as youngsters we all had to go to church and had to go to Sunday school, and those things we were brought up with, those principles, and we see that slowly but surely they're eroding, and people are not living up to principles anymore, and integrity has gone out of the door. And these are Christian principles, and therefore we're saying we don't want the church, well, let's say Christianity in government, but we still want people to live according to certain principles. So what we need to do is make sure that we get people in government who live according to Christian principles, and who will, because those principles, they go across the board. Everybody understands what honesty is. We want to treat people fair. We want transparency. We don't want things hidden. So these are things that we want, and I believe that a Christian party would be able to offer these to government. And it's important for us and the party, and for people to know that our motto is we're here to serve the community. We want to serve the people of St. Martin, and that's in one of our objectives. Serve so that the people of St. Martin can reach the quality of life that they deserve. And you don't get that by serving yourself. But we're civil servants, we're servants of Christ, and Jesus said, if you want to be great in the kingdom, you have to be the servant of all. So we want to just go back and serve the people of St. Martin, be there and help improve this society together.
Afford what you crave, life just gets so good. KFC, so good for everyone.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guilders real easy. Island Finance. For education, a renovation. That's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
Anybody bingo? Nobody bingo.
Yes, well, we're an on-demand service charter company, which basically means that as an airline operator, what we focus on is that passengers and people that want to, basically in layman's terms, rent an aircraft with a pilot and everything, and you go to the destination that you want. With that said, you rent the aircraft at a flat price in order to go there, whether you have 2 people on board or up to the maximum that we can carry in the aircraft. And we aim to enter the market pretty small. Our market share, as we stated in the presentation today, is just going to be 0.4% of the total market for the entire Juliana Airport. We want to start small, we want to start smart, and that's we think is the best approach. We think it's very important to work with other airlines, in particular other charter companies that are similar to us. And we also will be working with the local education institutions to provide us with staff. Provide us with staff later on, but we would do our part in developing some of those students by inviting them as interns or stagiaires, as we call them sometimes.
What would be some of the service that the airline would be focusing on?
Well, the main thing is it's a VIP service. You know, the clientele that we have typically is the type of clientele that want that extra mile. They want to go through security as fast as possible. They want their bags waiting for them. They want people helping them with bags and so on. They want air-conditioned facilities. And, you know, thanks to St. Martin Airport, we will be using the Swaliga Lounge as a place for them to be able to wait. So that's a great thing right there. And yeah, we believe that we are able to provide extra touch because being a small startup company, we can treat every customer as a unique customer, and that's something we look forward to doing. And we hope that in our initial 3-year plan that we presented today, that is where we want to really stay.
What are some of the things that you could pinpoint that you present to Parliament?
First of all, our presentation started by me informing Parliament that this was a dream for many years. I was 18 years old when I first really got into aviation in the form of a airline management competition that took place. Ever since then, you know, it's something that was growing in my brain and trying to see, can this become a reality? Flash forward 12 years, we received the business license, and now we're working on the final process to get up and running. We presented the market, which we wanted to really show some of the economic indicators that we have developed and looked at over over as much as 5 years as to what the market really is like for the destinations really surrounding us in our immediate vicinity. We also talked about working with institutions like the NEPA, Sundial School, and other educational institutions to see how what is their plan for providing airlines with these type of things. And we also made some recommendations, such as, having the airlines work together, like sharing pilots, sharing training, doing joint training together between the local airlines. Because our research did highlight the large number of foreign operators that are operating within the island, of course legally. However, that doesn't mean that we can't do a little more to try to get back more of that market share.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank.
Anybody bingo? Nobody bingo.
1,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4,
4.
4. But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness.
Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
All right, good evening. I'm Keith Hansen here with the Swaliga Youth Basketball. And on behalf of the Basketball Federation, we are here on invitation to the LIBA Junior Championships. We are getting a squad together to attend and participate in those junior championships. As you can see, we have the kids in the background training. With me right now is the coach, who is busy preparing these kids, and of course one of the athletes who will also give a few words on behalf of the team.
Good evening, my name is Khalil Ravan. I am the head coach for the St. Martin National Basketball Team under 19. We've been training the children for 2 months now to attend the LIBA 2015 under 19 championships taking place in Montserrat. The kids have been working very hard, practicing 5 days a week, 2 hours each day. On Saturdays, they're practicing up to 4 to 5 hours. So they're really giving a strong, hard effort. We're really proud of their effort that they're giving. They're looking very good, and we think that they're going to have some good accomplishments at the tournament. We have one of our players here, Keyshawn Hughes, who's slated to be one of our star players. He's working very hard, training very hard in the practices, and I'm sure he has some great outcome that will happen at the tournament.
Good evening. My name is Keyshawn Hughes. This team is great. I love the team, teammates. The chemistry is awesome. What we have here is beautiful, and I really believe we can take this somewhere, and we could make it somewhere far with this team. We got guys with a lot of will, big hearts, and they're just amazing to me. And I love those guys a lot because is like brothers to me, and we're going out there and we're going to represent St. Martin to the fullest, and we're going to take basketball to the next level.
This particular team, this slate of players, this will be the first tournament that we will attend. But this team is also slated, once we complete this tournament, next year we'll also be attending the Central American and Caribbean games with this team, and the seniors, the 20 and over LIBA tournament will also be taking place next year, with some of these players, the older players who will move on to the senior league, will be attending as well. Well, the LIBA tournament is a very high level tournament. We have some very strong teams such as Tortola, Antigua, and St. Kitts in the tournament. And I do believe that the kids are well prepared for it. They've been playing, the kids are well experienced in their basketball trainings. They're practicing on this team for the last 2 months. So I do believe that we'll be ready for that tournament and be able to participate at a high level at the tournament. We'll be traveling with 12 players. We're practicing on and off between 16 players, but we'll only be selecting 12 players to attend the tournament with myself, an assistant coach, and a trainer. Yes, the actual schedule has been set already. We'll be playing Tortola in the first game. In the tournament, there's automatically 3 games. If we make it past the first round out of our group, then we go into the semifinals and then the finals. So we play 3 games. If we make it out of our group, we have 2 more games to play before we can win the championship.
So some companies should be getting letters requesting financial help. We are busy with the government sports department as well. So all in all, we're pushing through. We probably have a few fundraisers slated as well. So yeah, one of those fundraisers, if I can take the opportunity to mention now, will be a business basketball tournament that will be geared towards raising some funds also for the kids to travel. So all in all, it's a lot of work still, a little bit of time, but I still have hope we're going to make it through.